Hi guys, I'm doing another crafting tutorial. This one is about resin. I'm doing little tips and tricks with resin on how to mix your resin and how to get the proper amount of resin for your resin crafting tutorials. So if you would like, you can follow me on how to do that. This is like a beginner's resin tutorial, I suppose. I'm doing a little brooch here, so I'm doing this one. This is the outside of the brooch, and then I'm doing this little stone here, which will go on the inside of the brooch. And I've got these two little, I guess you'd call them medicine cups that come with my resin making kit. And what I did was I filled them up with some water and kind of measured them out a little bit. And the brooch part came out to be a little over the 2.5 mark down here at the bottom. And the gem part came up to a little over the 5 mark. So whenever we fill our resin point, we want to fill up to that point with equal parts of our resin. And the resin that I use is this amazing clear cast resin. It's a 2-part clear epoxy resin. I use this all the time and it comes out fairly easy to use, easy to mix. And then I've got a little pearlescent powder, and then a pearlescent gold powder, an Aztec gold from Jacquard, that I'm going to mix in to make the base part of the brooch gold and the inside of the gem like a pearl color. So what you do is this side has an A side and it's a 1-to-1 mix ratio. So you have an A side, and then you have a B side. So the A side is like your epoxy, and your B side is like your hardener. And what you want to do is you want to put a little bit of your epoxy in, and then add your hardener on top of it. And then you mix it up for about 3 to 5 minutes, stirring with, like, I just use a little stick. I just use the plain little wooden popsicle sticks. They work wonders. Just grab a cup here. And the epoxy comes out kind of thick. And your hardener will come out kind of thin. what you want to do is make sure you scrape the bottom and mix all of that up and mix it around. And be sure not to let it overflow over the sides. Just scrape it around, mixing thoroughly. I do small batches for about 3 minutes, but if you have like a bigger batch in a bigger cup, I would do it more for like 5 minutes. But because this is a smaller batch, I would do it for about 3. After you get it mixed up good for the 3-minute marks, then you can add your pigment powders, your anything else you want to add into it. If you have any kinds of glitter, anything else specific or special you want to add to it, any kind of like gravelly pigments. There are all kinds of things you can add into it. You can add flecks of iridescent flakes. The sky is kind of the limit when it comes to resin. Resin takes all kinds of different things. It can take alcoholic inks. You can add in the pigment powders. You can even add in food coloring. Bombay inks work really well. You can add in eyeshadow. You can play around and add in all kinds of different things to get all kinds of different colors. It just depends on what you really want to go for, what colors you want, what kind of look you're going for. And what I'm going to do here is just add a little drop here, gold. Kind of mix that in. Because I like things to sparkle just a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of gold and iridescent sparkle into it to kind of make it shimmer just a little bit. You can kind of see it sparkle a little. Give it a good stir. Make sure I got it mixed up good. I'm gonna slowly pour this in. And it's okay if you get a little bit extra, you can always put it in another mold. Let that set. Now we'll do the gem. Sometimes it's kind of hard to judge how much resin you pour in. And my hands shake a little bit because I have tremors. So it's kind of hard to hold the bottle and gauge how much you pour in. And it's okay if you get a little bit extra. You can always make more resin gems and use them for other things later. They'll always set up and you can use them for something else later. I always seem to make a little bit too much anyways. And that's okay. When in doubt, you always make a little bit more than what you actually need instead of not having enough. Another thing is, if you need bigger cups, you can always buy the cheap plastic bathroom cups from like Walmart or a dollar store or something like that. They make really good cups to do resin in. You can get like the 3-ounce cups or bigger cups, or just using like solo cups to do resin in if you need bigger cups for bigger projects, to do bigger areas, I guess, with resin in. They're easy to use and maintain, and then all you gotta do is just throw your cup and your popsicle stick away. You don't really have to maintain anything or wash your medicine cups afterwards. I'm gonna add a little bit of powder here. Because I want a little shimmer in this as well, I'm going to add a little bit of iridescent glitter. We'll try a little bit of silver in there and see what that does. You can see the silver in there better than the iridescent. So now I'm gonna pour that in slowly. I'm gonna make another little gem. Those will set overnight until tomorrow. Usually they have to set about 24 hours before they kind of soft cure to hard cure, and then I can pop them out. And then tomorrow I will put up the second part of this resin video to show you how I put in the resin gems together and how to finish making the resin brooch. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to do a little bit of resin making, and I hope this was very informative and intuitive, and I hope you enjoyed the video. But for right now, that is all, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thanks for coming.